All right. And action. All right, let me do my little intro. Hello, everybody. My name is Sam with Bluegrass Council of the Blind. Today, we are doing another assistive technology group seminar. And today, we are talking about accessible cell phone options. We'll get into that a little bit more here in a second. But before that, if you would like to learn more about what we do at the Bluegrass Council of the Blind, you can visit our website, www.bcbky.org. You can give us a phone call, 859-259-1834, or you can send us an email, info, at bcbky.org. Thank you very much. All right, so accessible cell phone options. So this is going to be for anybody that needs an accessible phone option, but doesn't want to deal with a smartphone. Doesn't want to deal with it, for whatever reason, can't do it, can't use a touch screen very well. These are going to be options other than that. And we've got quite a few options currently on the market. And I've got a little assortment here, a little variety. And we're just going to quickly kind of go over them, give a broad overview of what they are, what they do. And then that'll be that. And then, like I said, if you guys have any questions, if you're watching this on YouTube, reach out to us. We'll be happy to answer specific questions. But we have two basic categories here. We have phones that still utilize a touch screen, and they are using smartphones, but have just simplified them or made them accessible. And then we have phones that are the older style that have touch buttons, keypads, and work that way, the older style, early 2000s style of phone, but are fully accessible. And like I said, we'll just go over these real quick and we'll give an overview. So the first one here is called RealSAM Pocket. And it is by clicking.
I'm not sure what that means right now.
Yeah.
Please try again.
So this is by RealSAM. RealSAM is a company. RealThing AI, I believe, is the parent company. But the RealSAM Pocket, and this utilizes a Samsung smartphone. And the nice thing about it, though, is there's only one button on the screen. That's all it is. And it's in the lower third of the screen, lower quarter of the screen. And you interact with this phone fully by voice. So you push the button and you give it a voice command, a vocal command to make a phone call, to send a text message, to look up information, that sort of thing, set an alarm. So everything is done with your voice. There's some good things to that, some bad things in my opinion. Number one is you don't have to mess with the touch screen other than pushing that button. And it's very easy to find that button. It's always in the same spot. My biggest problem with this particular phone is just that you have to talk to it. And so, if you can imagine being you go to a baseball game and everybody's talking around you, your phone's going to have a hard time hearing you. So that's my biggest issue with this phone. But other than that, it's a great option. It has Bluetooth. You can connect to Bluetooth hearing aids or Bluetooth headsets. And yeah, works great. So that is the RealSAM Pocket. The next one which is also utilizing a smartphone. And for you guys, I'll go over more of this here in a minute. Also utilizing a smartphone. In this case, they're using a Motorola phone. This is the RAS Mobility Memory Phone. And this is a great option for anyone with maybe cognitive impairment, dementia. This is a very simple phone. All this is a couple of contacts on the screen. You press the contact and it calls that contact. That's it. That's literally all this phone does. So you can't send text messages, you can't look up weather, you can't do any of that stuff on this phone. You can simply press on one of the pictures and it will call that person. Now, this phone has to be set up through another app running on another smartphone. And that's how you set the phone up and you set the contacts and all of that. So that would be a caregiver or one of the children of the person using this phone. They would set it up, and then grandmom or granddad or whomever would just use this to make those phone calls. So for those, like I said, with cognitive impairment or dementia, this is a great option because it's very simple. It's very simple and straightforward. It does have some low vision friendly features. You can actually make these pictures very large and a little bit easier to see. This does not have any accessibility for someone who is totally blind. So if you can't see the screen, this is not going to be a good option for you. But an interesting idea on a phone. Okay, now we're getting into these phones that have physical keypads, and kind of a hybrid between a smartphone and an accessible feature phone is this one here. This is the Smart Vision 3, also by Raz Mobility, the same company that does the memory phone. And this one is an Android phone, so it is a smartphone, and it is a full Android phone. And I don't think I even turned it on. No, we'll turn it on here. So it's running Android. You do have a touch screen at the top, but you don't have to use that. You can use your physical keypad down here to do everything on this phone. And there's lots of great tactile elements. There's a really big bump on the 5. The menu buttons have nice tactile elements. And when this phone turns on here, you'll hear start to talk to us. So this phone has TalkBack running. TalkBack. Okay.
Home screen. 1:12 p.m. Thursday, the 12th of October.
It has TalkBack running on it. TalkBack is Android's.
Search contact. Search contact. Home screen.
Okay.
1:13 p.m. Thursday, the 12th of October.
It doesn't stop talking, unfortunately. So TalkBack is Android's screen reader, and so it has TalkBack automatically turned on, so fully accessible. And you can use, like I said, you can use the touch screen, or we can
applications, contact, phone.
We could use this. Let me turn it up some.
Messages.
So just a good option. Now, the only problem with this phone is you do still have a touch screen. And so for some people, that's going to cause problems. And in fact, that's one of the kind of the Achilles heel of this phone is that some people get it thinking it's fully accessible and they're not going to have any problems. And then they start messing with things and get into some troubles. So that is an option as well.
1:14 p.m.
I forgot that if it's on the clock, it announces every single minute. So continuing with the Raz Mobility theme, this is another one of their phones. This is the Mini Vision, M-I-N-I Vision. And this is a fully accessible phone, not a touch screen.
Applications.
100% of the phone is read out loud to you, and it is controlled by the physical buttons. Very similar to the last one, very tactile buttons, easy to identify. Great contrast on this phone with the black buttons and the white background. Large print buttons as well. And all of this, it's a very simple phone. Very simple. You can make phone calls, you can send text messages, you can set alarms, it maybe has a timer, and literally that's about it. Not a lot of features built into this, but if somebody just needs an accessible phone for staying in touch with family and friends, this is a good option. I believe it's only running on T-Mobile currently. I think most of these are all on T-Mobile. Some might be on AT&T as well. And but yeah, so this Mini Vision.
Model update, updating voice model to better recognize.
Mini Vision 2. Nice option. Yeah. And then finally, we have the BlindShell phone, which is my personal favorite out of all of these. I really like the BlindShell. So this, once again, is a feature phone with the physical keypad, not a touch screen, very tactile, buttons, all of that, very similar to the last one. Has a lanyard you can wear. 100% of this phone is read out loud to you as well.
7 new notifications. 1 thing. Call. 1 of 7. Messages. Contacts. Applications.
This
4
one,
of 7.
this one reads out loud, but only when you want it to. It doesn't randomly talk to you, which is great. Large print, high contrast screen that is customizable. The colors, you can change the colors. It's running Google, so it's running Android underneath. So the voices, you have Google's voices, all of Google's voices available. Something like 20 different languages you can set for this phone. So it's a very simple, easy to use interface, menu system, but it's very feature packed as well. This has everything you could possibly want on a phone as far as like calendar, calculator, timer, stopwatch, alarm. It even has FM radio, internet radio, a book player, music player. It has a whole bunch of games built into it. It has an app store, so you can go in and download apps like Facebook Messenger. It's got a lot of blind themed apps like color identifier, currency identifier, video magnifier. Be My Eyes is on here. Bard Mobile, the book, Talking Books library app is on here. Ira is on here. Those are very popular apps in the blind world, blind community. So this has a ton of stuff built into it, but it's still super easy to use and simple.
Applications. 4 of 7.
And yeah, just
7 new notifications.
all in all,
17 p.m.
a great option for a lot of people. Video camera, flashlight. Has an SOS button on the back, so if you get into trouble, you can program emergency numbers. The Mini Vision also has an SOS button. So yeah, these are great. These are great options for people for all levels of vision loss, all levels of tech savviness, you could say. Depending on how technological you want to get, there's an option for you. So that is a brief overview of the other accessible smartphone, non-smartphone options. Once again, if you guys have any questions, please let us know. Give us a call, 859-259-1834. Send us an email, info@bcbky. All of this contact information should be in the video description down below. If you like this kind of content, check out our YouTube channel. We have tons of different videos like this, part of our peer support program, part of our assistive technology program, lots of great information there. But that's it, guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next one. All right, let me stop the recording. Okay. No, sorry, I didn't stop. Hold on a second.